All right, y'all. Now we need to talk, okay? Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right here. If what I witnessed today in court is the way that the rest of this trial is going to go for Puff, he not going to see that maximum jail time they talking about.
It is absolutely a Me Too moment for the music industry. In my opinion, representing victims for over 30 years, the music industry is long overdue for a Me Too reckoning.
The details coming out about this Diddy court trial have been nasty, and the case is just starting, so no one knows how this is going to play out. But if there's one thing Diddy is going to do, and that's save himself regardless of the cost and regardless of whoever else has to come down with him. And it looks like his attorneys got the memo, and they came out of the gates swinging. They were trying to paint him as a swinger with anger issues and not someone who ran a criminal enterprise or a sex ring. And to make things even crazier, word is that he's planning to reveal other celebs who were doing crazy things behind closed doors just like he was. The secret tape between Pimp C and Beyonce that we've been hearing about for decades, well, people have been bringing that up again, and allegedly Diddy has a hold of it, which means that now the court has a hold of it. And just when we thought Beyonce's life couldn't get any more chaotic, she's already getting dragged into this messy Diddy legal drama, whether she likes it or not. And what we know is that the jury in Diddy's case is made up of 8 men and 4 women, and Diddy was right there in the courtroom with his gray hair shining through, and no one but his family to support him, since all of his celeb friends have been dodging him left, right, and center. And of course, Jaguar Wright was in the courtroom too. And even if you don't like this woman, you've got to hand it to her. She has been consistent in her disdain.
I do believe there's going to be a lot of curveballs. I do believe there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And what I will say is, be vigilant. We're getting started.
Is this a reckoning for the music industry?
Oh, it needs to be. And if it wasn't, I hope my presence starts that.
2 witnesses already took the stand on day 1, and what they had to say about their experiences with Diddy got so graphic that his 3 daughters just had to get up and leave the courtroom, only to return once the testimonies were over. Now, when Cassie came on as a witness, people really started side-eyeing Diddy because what she had to say painted him as a narcissist who thought that his money and power was the answer to everything. This entire case is gonna blow open everything that was happening inside of Diddy's home. For now, all the prosecution has done is talk about Diddy's freak-offs, and many are starting to wonder how any of this is related to the RICO charges that he's actually on trial for. After all, whether morally correct or not, he's not on trial for being a freak, right? But y'all need to remember that all of this is connected, and what they are really trying to do is lay down a timeline of Diddy's behavior and talk about his character and how he used power imbalance to control and manage his affairs before eventually connecting it to transferring ring operation and criminal enterprise. But Diddy and his attorneys have been pushing back on all of the allegations, strongly standing firm on the fact that freak-offs and having some kinks aren't a crime. They owned up to the fact that if this was a domestic trial, then Diddy deserved everything coming for him. According to them, this trial wasn't about DV allegations or freak-offs, and if there were, then there should be some other celebs who need to be sitting by his side, having their day in court as well.
And he showed you a sex tape that would probably break the internet in today's world.
Right.
You know, I know you don't like saying what you saw, what it was.
I give y'all more hint than I ever gave anybody else. Whoever the bitch was, she done several rappers from Houston. Okay, let's leave it that right there. Second of all, whoever she is, when she was getting banged, she liked to scream a lot. You know what I'm saying? And she was screaming a lot.
For now, there have been some whispers on whether or not Beyonce and Jay-Z were going to be dragged into Diddy's court trial, because even though the Carters claimed that they were nothing more than industry friends, the 3 of them were close like family. So as much as they want to deny, they for sure knew things about one another that they didn't want the public to know. And one of these things just so happens to be the infamous tape between Pimp C and Beyonce. Pimp C was best known for his work with Bun B as one half of the hip-hop duo UGK. One of Pimp C's biggest hits was the collab he had with Jay-Z called Big Pimpin'. It was a smash hit, and it put UGK on the map as artists with a solid future ahead of them. But even with such a smash hit, there was still a lot of beef between Pimp C and Jay-Z. When Pimp C first heard that Rockefeller cut a $1 million check for UGK to do a song with Jay-Z, he refused to come on board because he felt some type of way about Jay-Z's past relationship with Tupac. He felt like doing a song with Jay-Z was against his principles and said that Jay-Z should be giving that money to Tupac's mother rather than giving it to them for a song.
I said, but right now, I got $1 million check for you. All we wanted was 100,000. I was just like, who is that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook, he writing out. He was like, ain't that with, over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check to go give it to Tupac mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my shit. I was like, what?
When some music execs were trying to get Pimp C to agree to the collab, Jay-Z was also in the room and he heard Pimp C straight up talk about how he felt, and he even dissed him.
Yeah, Jay heard him. He heard him. Because I had to jump up and apologize for this nigga to clean that shit up quick, because I was like, I didn't realize he was in the room.
Jay-Z and Pimp C eventually agreed to do a song, and while the song went on to be a bigger success than imagined, the relationship between the two of them was done. Pimp C never considered that song to be his best work, and as for Jay-Z, you know he is all about the money. So once the check started coming in, he was out of the picture almost as quickly as he came in. But that wasn't the only reason that there was beef between Pimp C and Jay-Z. According to some people who were close to the situation, like Pimp and Ken, there was something going on between Beyonce and Pimp C back in the day. And this wasn't just some harmless industry flirt thing. No, word on the street is that there was an actual private tape of the two of them that's been buried deep for years. Something that Beyonce would never want hitting the surface. And according to Jaguar Wright, Pimp C was initially holding this tape over Jay-Z and Beyonce's head and implied several times that it existed and he wasn't afraid to release it. And it was because of this tape, along with Pimp C's long-standing beef with Jay-Z, that might have led to his untimely demise.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
When Pimp C was found dead in 2007, reports concluded that his death was just an accident and was caused by his heavy usage of lean, along with his pre-existing condition of sleep apnea. But what makes this so sketchy is the fact that when they found Pimp C's body, he was on his knees and lying like he was praying, and there was also blood around where he was laying.
And there's a lot of mysterious celebrities, a lot of mysterious celebrity deaths in hotel rooms.
Wow.
And all these celebrities die in these hotel rooms by themselves. And
what do you think happened then?
I don't know what happened to them, but I know that when you die, everything gets all valuable and shit. You get marketed in a different way when you're dead. So one of the things you got to look at as soon as a celebrity dies is, was it a homicide?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got all these like mysterious like OD, it could be an OD or a suicide or just found dead. It's just a lot of celebrities.
Some of y'all would say that that's nothing more than a conspiracy theory, and I'm not saying that it's true, but there are just too many people telling the same story for it to all just be a coincidence. And here's where it gets wild. You already know the feds recently raided multiple properties tied to Diddy and found dozens of tapes. Not just surveillance footage or security recordings. We're talking private, compromising recordings involving some of the biggest names in the industry. Now, the insiders are saying that one of those tapes might just be featuring Pimp C and Beyonce. And if that's true, it's not just a scandal, it's leverage. And with Diddy ready to save himself, he might just start naming names in court. He knows the only way out might be to bury everyone around him. Now that Pimp C and Beyonce's affair is coming out to the forefront, due to this Diddy trial, people are starting to look at his death differently. Can't convince me otherwise that Beyonce planned this tour around Diddy's trial so she can save face. I truly believe those people who said Jay-Z had Pimp C unalived over tapes Lord rest Pimp's soul, he was a very talented brother. I'm glad all the darkness is coming to light finally. People need to stop idolizing these individuals. But do y'all really think that Beyonce and Jay-Z are going to be brought into this lawsuit as well? Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe, because we are going to be giving you all the tea as Diddy's trial continues. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.